26 plus tax.
You know, money's not everything, but your time is incredibly valuable because you never get that back. And just like sports betting and fantasy football, winning money is a key driver of why we find those side ventures so exciting. So by the end of this video, you're gonna learn everything necessary to make sure your time spent listing football cards results the best return on that investment. So let's dig in. All right, real quick, if this is your first time here and you want to learn how to make laser-focused football card investments, sell football cards effectively in all kinds of football card stuff, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, that little bell notification icon, so you don't miss a single step on the quest. Okay, so the simple way to think about this is if you want to force a sale, go ahead and throw it to an auction. Auction is a great way to force a sale. However, I would insist that you take these factors into consideration when doing an auction, and that is first and foremost, is the player that you're auctioning off hyped up? You ideally want to have a player that's hyped up because you want a lot of people to be seeking out their rookie cards. And then you also want it to be a hot card. If it's a no-name, off-brand card, it's not going to be nearly as sought after as one of their premium, maybe a graded or serial numbered or autographed card. So how do you know if a player's hyped up? Well, I've created a hype index that will tell you that. It's a little bit of a proprietary formula, proprietary grading system, but it is based around numbers that anybody can find. The formula goes a little something like this. It starts out with production. Production quantified in a tiered scoring system measured in fantasy points, minus their expectations. Their expectations are quantified by either projected fantasy points or their average draft position ADP in dynasty, best ball, and season-long fantasy football leagues. Or you could look at their MVP odds from Vegas. Convert that into a proprietary tiered scoring system as a negative number to take away from production. But then we're gonna add back in the team scenario that they're on, the playoff possibility, the power rankings of the team that they are on, quantified by either their record or their ESPN power rankings. Then we're gonna add the market size or the fan base size of that team, proprietary tiered scoring system quantified by the number of Facebook page likes they have or TV market size in their geographical area. Then we're gonna add in how young they are, quantified by their age and draft year, and how much prior NFL experience they have. Then you've got to add in their Hall of Fame marker status, quantified by their Hall of Fame marker score from Pro Football Reference. During the season, I always add in how many explosive plays they just had in the week prior. Those are gonna be the big time highlights that you see on TV. Plus, I've created a proprietary tiered scoring system for their athleticism, whether they're running back and it's their height adjusted speed score, calculating their weight, height, body mass index, 40-yard dash, or their wide receiver, and we're adding in their vertical jump score, creating the catch radius, or it's a quarterback and we're looking at their throw velocity and their Wonderlic score, their intelligence. When you put all of those factors together in a formula, you can get yourself a hype index score, and I've proven it to be extremely accurate this past season, at the end of this past season, and I'm gonna continue to use it this off season and the season upcoming to pinpoint. I believe the quarterbacks in the top 10 of the hype index chart should be sent to auction if it's a hot card. I believe the top 20 of running backs, wide receivers should be sent to auction if it's a hot card. The best time to end an auction, hands down, is on the weekend at night, around 10:30 to 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Because if you think about it, you're getting the people on the West Coast that are just settling in for the night, and you're getting the people on the East Coast that is now late night, maybe under the influence of something, but they're ready to get into a potential bidding war and compete for that card that you've listed, the hyped up player, the hot card. You can get your listing ready on a Tuesday morning, but set it to start the upcoming Saturday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and have it run a 7-day auction. Give it the most amount of time to capture as many eyeballs, give people as many chances to get their bids in as possible, and then end it the following Saturday night. During the season, you could even look at Sunday night to the following Sunday night or Thursday night to the following Thursday night. These are great strategies. I would end it either on a Thursday night, Saturday night, or a Sunday night. Those are going to be your best times. You're going to want to focus in between 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A buy it now is just that. It gives people the ability to impulsively react on their emotions and buy it right then and there, not wait for an auction, potentially make an offer to a seller and get that card of a little bit of a discount compared to what it's listed at, and buy it now stay good till canceled, meaning they stay on the site. You don't have to worry about a start time or end time. They'll automatically relist themselves for you on eBay. And this is ideally my preferred way to list cards, because a lot of the players that I'm investing in are sleepers, or they're just in a off hype cycle. They either had a rough year, they either need a quarterback upgrade, or maybe they haven't just quite got the opportunity share in their team yet. I pride myself in not buying in at the peak of a player's rookie card prices. I buy in low so that I could sell high. And you don't have to worry about when to start or end your buy it now. You can simply put it up there and accept offers at about 80 to 90% of your listing price. But let's talk about the specifics. Let's talk about how you should set up your buy it now, why batching is so important. Batching is so important because once you start to hone in and get good at one specific task of the listing process can be quite arduous and tedious and time consuming. But if you do it in batches, you can list 40, 50, 100 cards in a shorter amount of time than if you were to do 1 start to finish, 2 start to finish, 3 start to finish. And that all starts with taking pictures of your cards. If you're not good about taking pictures of your cards in perfect lighting, then this is perfect for you. So if you have overhead light coming from your ceiling like most of us have, then you want to make sure the card is propped up at a approximately 45-degree angle away from the light, because if it's facing directly on the surface of the card, it's going to create a massive reflection. This is not good. You also don't want to take a picture of your card without lighting, because then it's not going to illuminate the beautiful features of the card that make this thing worth more money. If it's got prism or refraction on the front of that card, you have got to make sure that that is illuminated and shown in the listing, or that is going to detract from the potential value you could get for the card. So to do this, have that overhead lighting set up, prop your card up using a card stand that you can get off Amazon for a couple dollars, and invest in one of these portable light bulbs so you can add backlighting. You can maneuver it around to where you want to get the optimal illumination on the card and have the right features of the card shine, whether it's a serial number, whether it's gold lettering, or whether it's refraction in the design of the card and the color prism. You want those things to pop. So I strongly encourage this. I also strongly recommend you invest in some one-touch cases. I think this extenuates, this highlights the corners of the card, the centering. It also shows that you take care of your cards. Now, this is not a requirement, just a recommendation. If you take pictures of your card to one-touch case, I also recommend that you take a picture of the card in a raw format. Just make sure you handle it with care. Do not grab it by the corners of the card. Try not to touch really the surface at all. Kind of grab it gingerly by the sides, set it down. Take a picture of the front, take a picture of the back under the good lighting, highlight everything that you need to highlight. And once you've got this process going, go ahead and take pictures of a lot of cards at once. And then what I recommend you do, you can either list them from your phone, and this is a little bit more of a lengthy process, or you can transfer all of these pictures from your phone to your computer, whether with a multimedia cord, or upload them to iCloud or Google Drive from your phone, or airdrop them if you've got an iPhone to a Mac, and then you have all the pictures on your computer. Now you can go to the eBay website, and there's a couple tricks you can do there that are really going to accelerate your process. One of those being creating templates. So you can create a template for raw cards, graded cards. You can create templates that separate by set. And to do this, when you're on eBay, my eBay, you simply click on the list and item tool, and you go to switch to the business tool. There's a quick listing mode and a business mode. You want to go to that business mode and scroll down, and then it'll show you can create a template Follow the prompts. Don't fill out any of the information where it says that you're gonna have to pay additional money for. Just fill out the basic information. I recommend you separate your templates by sets and grades between raw and graded cards. And this is going to save you a ton of time in filling out the descriptors of each listing. Another way that you can get around this is by finding a sold item of the same card that you're wanting to sell, and right underneath that, whether you're on your phone or the web app, is a little button called sell one like this. And it's completely doable. If you don't have as many cards, maybe you have some more interesting, unique, rare cards that you want to sell one like this and you just want to use your phone. You take the great photos with your phone, you go to eBay, you go to sold items, you type in the card, you filter by sold, you look for it, you find it. This is gonna do two things for you. You're gonna immediately comp out and see what that card recently sold for, and you're gonna be able to click that button, sell one like this, boom, you're off to the races. It's gonna populate all that information. Let's talk about the titles. What's important about the title? The first thing you want to have is the player's rookie year, the year of the card. It's important to put the year of the card. Then you want to put the player's name. I feel it's very important to put the player's name early on. So in this case, it would be 2020 Jerry Jeudy. And then I would put, what is it? A rookie ticket auto. I want to jump straight to the big value of the card. I want to put the year, then the player's name, then the value that the card represents, and then the set name and number of the card. So in this case, I would want to do 2020 Jerry Jeudy rookie ticket auto, Panini Contenders Optics Silver Prism number 106. eBay's pretty good about generating search engine optimization. So if they type in Jerry Jeudy rookie ticket auto, your card's gonna come up. If they type in Panini Contenders Optic number 106, your card's gonna come up. I think all those factors are important. It appeals to a variety of different buyers. Now, if you want to go to the extent of putting the flames and the rocket ships and the up charts and the huge sale in all caps, that's up to you. Sometimes I feel that it is advantageous. It's drawn me in when I've seen a lot either named super collector lot or huge sale exclamation exclamation. It's at least enticed me to look into that further. And then the next thing I'm looking at is, what's the seller's feedback? Do they have 100% positive feedback? And this is absolutely critical. So if you follow all these steps, you title your cards right, you take good pictures. Next thing is the description. As a seller, the description is very important. You want to type out if there are any major flaws of that card that aren't shown in the photos, or is the card sold as is based on the photos. Put that in the description. Save it to a sticky note. Save it to one of your templates. Also, save in there how you're shipping out the card. I like to put in there, the card will be shipped in a penny sleeve top loader with painter tape and cardboard protection, bubble mailer with tracking, USPS first class. Sold as is based on photos. Card is not shipped in the one-touch case. If you're taking pictures in the one-touch case because it has shown to add value to that card, then make sure you illustrate in the description that it doesn't actually ship out in the one-touch case, unless you plan on shipping it out in the one-touch case. But these cases are kind of expensive. So just make sure to be completely transparent as possible, as forthright as possible, and that is going to lead to 100% positive seller feedback, which then you will be viewed in a higher regard, a higher respect. People are more willing to pay more money for your cards if you have that reputation. So if you're like me and you want to do buy it nows, you don't want to have to mess with the auctions. They're perfectly fine, but your player's not anywhere near at breakout level. Like I've talked about, investing in a lot of sleepers, a lot of off hype guys. What do? Do I wait till the beginning of the season to list those? I would say no. Go ahead and list them now. There's no hurt, and go ahead and list those now, getting those ready because they're good till canceled. I would just go ahead and compare the card value of the card you're listing now to someone at their peak market. So for example, if it was this card of Jerry Jeudy, I'm gonna look at what Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb's rookie ticket auto optic rookie ticket auto prisms are selling for now, and I'm gonna list mine about 75-80% of what theirs are, but I'm gonna allow people to make offers at about 80 to 90% of what I'm listing it at to gauge a person's interest and allow them to feel like they're getting the deal. deal. I'll say one of the most important things you can do as an eBay seller that's going to make you more successful, sell more cards, is leave the prospective buyer with a feeling that they have financial room for growth in the card. This is tremendously important because nobody wants to buy a card where they get it and they instantly feel like they've overpaid and they feel like that they're not going to have any room for growth. And you definitely don't want to price yourself out to where you don't sell this card ever, but you don't want to make it too cheap to where you sell too quick. So that's why I say always make sure you comp it to someone from the same draft class that is near or at their peak. It all depends on the position and the hype. Where's their position on the hype index and what position do they play on the field and what team are they? You got to take all these factors into consideration. It requires a lot of critical thinking. And so I know I've given you a tremendous amount of information. I definitely want you guys to leave me a comment. If there's anything I left out in this video, leave me a comment down below and I'll address it specifically in an upcoming video. I've talked about the plain white envelope. Absolutely want to use that. This will prevent you shipping from sinking you and pricing you out on a lot of base cards or base short print cards that you can potentially capture. I talk about this. Base cards are not dead, but it's all about the entry price point you can get in on them at. And let's talk about lots versus singles for just a second, because you're always going to earn more money if you're selling singles. There's always a chance that entry-level investors will impulsively, emotionally buy a base Donruss rated rookie base card, or even an ultra modern rookie like AJ Dillon here as an example, for $4 or $5, especially when you're offering 53-cent shipping with the eBay plain white standard envelope. I have measured these out. One card, top loader, taped up, the whole 9 yards. Is still only going to be approximately 1.5 ounces. I've actually confirmed that you can ship up to 5 to 7 cards and still meet the eBay standard envelope requirements of less than 1/4 inch thickness and less than 3 ounces. And make sure you're following the envelope guidelines, which you can get a giant box of from extremely cheap from a Costco or a Sam's Club. And so this strategy is extremely effective. And if you've got a ton of these base cards or cards that just aren't so hot in their raw format, have a printer set up. Whether that's a thermal printer, you want to invest $150 in a thermal printer, it will pay itself off over time in the amount of time that you save slapping a sticker on a package or on an envelope versus having to print it out and tape it onto a package or envelope. Also, I highly recommend you reuse padded envelopes that you receive. Sell those singles, those doubles all day for 53 cents shipping. Offer free shipping. You have 100% positive feedback. You're putting in the description, you're saying the plain white. They know exactly what they're getting. eBay covers. It has seller protection in there, has buyer protection. That's why we use eBay platform, and we're just not out there, you know, selling off of our